Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Purchase Podcast. And today we're going to talk about the creative process of our journey so far with Brandon. Hello, Brandon.
Hello, Valentin. How you doing? Welcome back, everyone. It's good to be here, and it's a sunny, beautiful day in both the United States and France, ain't it?
Yeah,
Um,
which is why we're pretty much motivated to talk about art because, like the sun really motivates us in a way. Because, really, it was full on creative endeavors today because of the beautiful weather, and we can talk about how the weather really kind of well, not really kind of, actually it does affect the art we make. Like on sad days we obviously make sad things where when it rains and stuff, right?
yeah, I painted like three skulls on a really dark, eerie day, and today I was painting flowers and such.
So yeah, this is how the emotions and the environment around us affect our creative process, which we're gonna delve right into right now. And we'll start with with visual arts for this because I think it's more palpable and it's less abstract in a way because you can see it. What do you think, Brendan?
Well, there's something about music that just speaks to the primal part in our primal pits of our humanity, But definitely some art, and visual art is pretty flashy, and that's what I try to do with mine is really have that pop your eyeballs and say, "Hey, what's that? What am I looking at? What's going on here?" You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I do know. I kind of do the same with some songs. As I said, it depends on a lot of factors because, whatever comes out, it comes out when it comes out. And that's really important to understand for art because you can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna be productive. And I mean, you can plan this. Like, real art is not something you plan or you're like, okay, it has to be this way. I don't care what you think. No, like, it can be like this.
No, that's architecture, bro.
Exactly. I mean, it's important to it's important to point out because, like, if anyone is new to art and is listening right now, then don't try to use your mind and be like, okay, have to categorize that as something. We're actually just as with the flow, and it has to come from the heart.
Yeah, I don't necessarily decide I'm gonna paint today, or draw, or um, you know, you know, do watercolor, whatever it may be. Just started in caustic as well, which is like painting with wax, which I don't know if I told you about, V,
No,
but it's pretty cool.
well,
I'll, I
that's
could
the
talk a
thing.
little deeper about that in a side tangent in a minute, but um, yeah, the medium is also something that um, is a variety of like reasons why an artist picks what they do, and that's the same with an instrument for a musician, right?
Exactly, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't really matter what the medium is, as long as you really have that thing that you want to do and you're just in flow with it. The medium is kind of like, how can you explain it in a beautiful way because it doesn't work right now with me.
Brain go burr, don't it, sir?
It does. But you know what I
well,
mean, right?
well, I'm gonna say what I believe that you're trying to say right now. And that's so for instance, like you get like a calling or like a vision maybe, or maybe even a feeling that you like follow, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is just intriguing, and it turns feeling and thought into action. Um, that's inspiration right there. And
Yeah.
that's gonna be our next episode. We're gonna really go into inspiration and our interests, but um, to say with the medium and how with an instrument may also do this is that we want to align our product or process in a way that guides this um, urge within us to that vision or feeling that originated the corresponding creative endeavor, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
for instance, um, when late at night, I'm not going to necessarily get out all my paints, and especially not oil paints. um, and the reason being so is that I may be tired and I don't want to get a whole station going, and it can be a lot. And
Well, yeah,
so,
that's a factor. Like, for example, that is one of the factors. Is that what is your state actually? Are you tired or are you full of energy? Which obviously kind of dominoes on all the rest of what will happen during the session or whatever happens next.
oh, definitely. Like, every, like, if you look deeply in, like, every, like, brushstroke or, like, pencil mark or pen, anywhere that the artist decides to put something, that's an intentional, conscious decision. Um, Maybe not the way that the mark came out. That might be the process of random or nature or physics or something. But they're trying to get it there, and they're trying to produce, and they can balance that randomization to really get like some really nuanced forms to shape something absolutely stunning. Like, I've seen artists turn what looks to be nothing into whole portraits, even. When you look at it a different way, like
Well,
it's
that's the
real.
thing also, that the perception really makes it all. Like, well, the perception is made of not only the state you're in, as in tired or whatever emotional state or mental state, but also many other factors, your DNA, and like everything basically, which makes art really unique because it is not only unique in that just the art is made unique uh, because of how it was made, but also how it is perceived.
Well, that's the thing is how are the audience looking at or experiencing or listening to these works, you know?
Hmm.
Because there's always this discretion um, that um, people are going to say, "Oh, well, the artist may have meant this or that," but the only the artist really understands what the artist meant, because it's impossible. The closest they could get to trying to tell you what they meant was what you're looking at or experiencing, you know?
Well, yeah, you have to
So,
be in the shoes of the
yeah,
creator.
you gotta employ some empathy and say, okay, what was the idea here? What was the conception? Or
Yeah, that's another part of it, which is how abstract it can be sometimes.
oh yeah, for sure. And you know okay, some artists or creators or whatever you want to call them. I'm just meaning anybody who develops something using, uh, you know, passion, I guess, and not for profit necessarily. Um, is that um, they're going to really look and say, okay, the audience is going to take this some kind of way, and some sometimes that's really daunting, and that's what really keeps some people from never releasing their work or releasing only a fraction um, of what they really
That's
made.
that's really sad in a way because the ego was in the way
Oh
of
yeah,
of judgments and stuff, which is really sad because like it doesn't
and
matter if something has to be some way, then it's better to be expressed than being repressed.
well, I agree, but this is a chronic thing, symptom in the media today. Um, the community is suffering like from all this because whatever's not shared is never seen, and that art always speaks to something, even if it's just the artist. And
Well, that's a start, to be honest.
yeah,
It,
and we see this all the time in the music industry, like especially once artists die. Um, that's when a lot of the stuff they never release comes out.
mhm.
Yeah, maybe it's a cash grabber for the family, but sometimes you gotta weigh the pros with the cons. And honestly, supporting a family with beautiful music, how that's not too bad. And it keeps the image and the message alive. So in the in the end, it's probably just a great thing overall.
Yeah, it always great in the end. Like,
Except the death, that's not, that's a
well,
transitional
yeah,
period.
yeah. That's what I wanted to say. It's a transition, yeah. Well, it can be, in fact, felt as some kind of grief, but even that is great because it makes us grow and let go. And more let go means more freedom and more peace and more love, even though it is not being expressed the same way. For example, when someone dies, then yeah, of course you feel some detox and grief, but then you feel more connected after you've gone through this period. And I think it's the same with art and with everything, because of how existence is just like molecules changing all the time. So that's why when the art just like gets out and that the artist didn't want to get out, then like because of it, it's like it happened for a reason. And yeah, well, the reason was for the family, so it was for the love of the family in a way, even though the artist didn't want to do it, when they were like actually alive.
That's true, and that's the thing is like, how does this um how does this process of uncovering these lost artworks contribute to this idea that of letting go and of of loved ones, for instance, but even of ourselves and how we employ that in our in our craft and say, hey, maybe this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, or maybe this didn't turn out exactly what I would have liked it, and or maybe simply I just don't like it, and that happens sometimes. And if you let go of all that and say, well, who cares if I necessarily like? I mean, I still made it. Someone might like it. Who knows? Someone might
Yeah,
not either.
it's important, yeah, because again, it's just the ego being played out here, and it's important to really well transcend it because that's really the point of of this existence right now, to transcend, is basically the name of the game, so to speak, to transcend stuff. So that's why it's important to let go as much as you can. and
Yeah.
let go of the fact that you can let go sometimes also is important and is also related to art. So I'm gonna talk about a little bit how I make the music that I make because yeah, we've been talking about the visual art a lot, and I feel like it's time to switch a little bit on my side.
Yeah,
So
dude, the ball's in your court now.
so about so should I start from the beginning because yeah, it's a long way. So I
I mean,
basically
you're
I
the
mean
man, dude. You're the magician.
yeah, that's true. I'm the audio magician. So yeah, I'm gonna make it quick, and then as we do more podcast episodes, yeah, I mean we'll talk about it a lot. I feel like this podcast thing is gonna be quite huge, just because yeah, the energy is just here, and we feel like that's what we're gonna do. So let's talk about the auditory art, or audio art, or just the music, whatever way you want to call it. So I had some kind of a traumatic experience, a drug experience, a stimulant one, which made me into art, even though I tried to be into art before, and I knew my friend Brandon like way long before this experience, and I tried drawing and all this, and it didn't work. And I tried before too a few times to make music, but I never really stick to it for some reason because I had other ego karma stuff to experience. And 6 months ago, I had this experience which really flipped my life over, and now I'm really into art and especially music. I've been trying to draw, but yeah, I prefer music a lot more.
And would
And
you say that dwelling into music and drawing, for instance, how has that helped you cope or even heal from this traumatic experience?
well, I felt like, but I have been feeling that I could have actually give my feelings or make some kind of energy exchange with the art in a way that I couldn't before. For example, before I used to be into languages, and for 4 years of learning languages every day, it was the thing with languages is that it is pretty contingent upon like communicating with other human beings, whereas the art is something that you're communicating with basically your feelings and all the stuff that is kind of a reflection to you and of you around you, which well other humans beings also are, but it's really more complex. And I feel like it can really merge with the art in a way that is not really I haven't felt with other human beings. It's just really different. And the way it has healed me is because I could just express these emotions that were repressed for so long, and that this stimulant experience really kind of made me, well, they made the emotions and all this come to the surface really fast. And yeah, because it's a stimulant, and because of that, yeah, I kind of like went into the art direction because of the flow. And that's how I ended up being here today, thanks to it. And it was really positive, even though in the moment it was really like hell. And yeah, now I just make music with the flow. I just try new instruments, new sounds. I mean, when I say instruments, it's like I do everything with synths. For the moment, I don't really have any instruments like. I mean, I tried the guitar and all, but it was a little bit. It wasn't in flow. I tried it, and the strings just broke. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not the moment for the guitar. But yeah, I've been trying with synths and basically just making music on the computer, and it's really great. And I'm trying modular stuff right now. If anyone knows what this is, and yeah, so the process is that it's really hard for me to explain it because it's like just being in flow with it. It's kind of what makes the process, and it's not like I really think about okay, I'm gonna make the process. No, it just makes itself, which is why it's kind of hard for me to explain it. But yeah, that's about it.
Well, that's that's kind of another thing that I want to get at with letting go. Gotta let go of the art itself too, man. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Is like I can't always explain how I made something. I kind of sometimes could just tell you I made it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can barely even remember necessarily the entire process because it's the flow state, and it's kind of like almost like a trance, but
Yeah, that's the
the
thing because
opposite of
yeah,
being all out of focus. It's incredibly focused, and as someone
yeah,
who's
that's the
on
thing with it.
the spectrum, that I have hyper focus. So then I'm just in there, and
The
I'm
mind isn't involved. It's the
yeah,
point.
my mind is minding its own business, and I'm just down, and I am art in that moment. And that's another thing, is like how we were talking about your state and of which your mind, your body, your soul is in, is going to portray that art in a certain way, and it's going to reflect back that to you in varying degrees.
Exactly. That's, I think, the best words to end this podcast episode with. So yeah,
Well,
beautiful.
awesome. So we'll end there then. We'll probably cut it a little bit. If not, maybe. Who knows? I hope that you guys like this uncertainty. if we decide to leave it. But
I think we will live it because, like I said, I just want to be the most authentic possible because I just don't like everything when it's cut, you know, because I feel like the ego
yeah.
is just here.
So
I'm
let's
not
just do
saying,
all the episodes right now. Let's not cut anything. Let's just keep going.
yeah, we will. I feel like we will. I'm just
Yeah.
saying because I know the mind, the mind will say if any of you think about it, and we'll be like, okay, he's lazy, and I'm like, no, I'm not lazy. I mean, maybe on some level I am, but my point is that it's not about being lazy. It's just I want it to be authentic because when it's authentic, it's the best, and that's pretty much what it is. You know, if you start cutting it, then you can add all the parts you want and edit all the parts, and with
Remember, you
luck.
can do this too.
What?
I was nothing. I was talking to the audience.
Oh, yeah, to be authentic, yeah, definitely. And then it lost its authenticity, which is kind of what we don't want. So that's why.
Yeah, I honestly, that's probably going to be an episode. We'll probably talk about that. Authenticity and smoothies.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it
smoothies,
even
definitely.
rhymes. It even rhymes. Authenticity and smoothies.
Yeah, I have my smoothie. I don't know if we're gonna talk about smoothies every time at the end of the episodes, but guys, take your smoothie and enjoy the fruits. They're really great.
Yeah, stay juicy. Stay juicy. Alright?
Yeah, peace out, guys.
Peace, peace, peace.